Hello students, welcome to Saurav Sir's classes. We are again going to do the videos on GMAT. Okay, we are continuing on that. Okay, we are continuing with GMAT. So look at the first question. It says if y is an integer and 3 to the power y divided by 10,000 is greater than 1, then is the first condition sufficient or the second condition sufficient, or both of them are not sufficient, or both of them are sufficient? What is the answer? So let's check with the first condition. It's given 100 by 3 to the power y is less than 0.01. So if you multiply it by 3 to the power y, then you get 100. Just hold on. 100 you're going to get less than 0.01 into 3 to the power y. So that will be 100 divided by 0.01 is less than 3 to the power y. So this becomes 10,000 less than 3 to the power y. That means 1 less than divided by 10,000. So you see, the first part is a direct match to whatever we have to prove. So the first part is sufficient. I'm writing in short, SUFF, sufficient. Okay, let's check the second one. Is the second one also sufficient? Second one, it's given 3 to the power y root is 243. So I can write this as 3 to the power y is equal to 243 whole to the power 2. Sorry, this 1 by 2 here, so it will be whole to the power 2 here, whole to the power 2. That is 3 to the power y is equal to, now we got to split 243, so 243 is actually 3 to the power 5 whole to the power 2. That implies y is equal to 10, right? So you see, even the second part is sufficient. Even this one is sufficient. Alright. So 1 is also sufficient and 2 is also sufficient. So your answer would be what? That any one of the statement, each statement alone can prove this condition. Each statement alone is sufficient or can prove this. Each statement alone is sufficient. Alright, this is what you have to write finally. Let's move on to our second question. So our second question is of the screen. Sorry about that. Just hold on, get in on the screen. Okay. So our second question is a very junior level type of a question. Alright. So it says that at a business superstore, Steven spends 1 by 3 of his money on software, 1 by 7 on accessories, and 1 by 10.5 on paper products. So if I assume his salary to be X, let Steven's money be equal to X dollars. Okay. Now, if he spent 1 by 3rd of his money on software, so you write software is equal to X by 3, correct? 1 by 3 of his money means 1 by 3 of X, that's X by 3. Then accessories is 1 by 7, that is X by 7. Then you have paper products PROD is X by 10.5. So if you remove the point, you have to add a 10 on top, so it becomes 10x by 105. So you can cut this by 5. So 5 2s are 10 and and 5 21s are, right? So paper product PP I'm writing is 2x by 21. So what is the total money he spent? Total money, if he spends the remaining, okay, total money spent is equal to x by 3 plus x by 7 plus 2x by 21. So what is the LCM? LCM is 21. So that is 7x plus 3x plus 2x. So how much are you getting? 7, 10, 12x. 12x by 21. So 3 4s are 12, 3 7s are 21. So you're getting 4x by 7. Right. So you see, he's spending this much. Right. Calculate it once again and check it out if the calculation is correct. Okay. So the calculation you can check if it is correct. So it's 4 by 7. So you're going to get 3 4s are 12, 3 7s are 12. Yeah. So 4x by 7. Now it says he spends the remaining $90 on gift cards. So what is my remaining? I have already spent this much, right? Then my remaining will be the total money minus whatever I have already spent. So that is 3x by 7. Okay, this is the money left, and the money remaining is equal to $90. So that implies x is equal to 90 into 7 divide by 3. 330s are, that is $210 was his original money. So what was x? X was his original money, and that is $210. Now we move on to our third question, and you can already see it that it is on the screen. So let's continue with this question as well. This is another easy question. You can easily see what you have to find. If R and S are positive integers and 900S is equal to R cube, which of the following must be an integer? So let's check. This one, this one, this one, or none of these. Okay, which one? This one, this one, this one, or none of these. So let us check. Okay, so let's basically do the HCF of 900. So that is 450. Okay, now 450 you have to divide by 2. That is going to give you 225. Then again you divide this by 5. Alright, then you are going to get 5. You are going to get 45, of course. So 315, 35, and of course 51. Okay, so what are we getting? We are getting 2 to the power 2 into 5 to the power 2 into 3 to the power 2. S is equal to R cube. So if I do 2 to the power 3 into 5 to the power 2 into 3 to the power 2 S, then I must have a root cube over here in order to find R. Okay, now can you tell me which one is matching? Any one of this, anything like this is there in the option? No, no, and no. So your answer will be none of the above. Why none of the above? Simple, none of them are matching. Find the value of, because you are not getting S by anything, S by anything, S by anything, so it's not possible. So none of them are the answer. That is your final answer. Okay, so let's move on to our next question now. So here is your next question. Okay, let's move to our next question. Here we go. Let's leave some space up and down so for writing. Okay, so this is your question. It says if x is an odd integer and y is an even integer, which of the following must be true? Now for this question, you see, we have to analyze each statement. We need to analyze each statement. Okay, we need to analyze each statement. So according to the question, we will have to analyze. So x is odd integer and y is even integer. Y is not a factor of x. Let us check this one. Y is even. So for the first part, y is equal to even, comma, x is equal to odd. Alright. Now y cannot be a factor of x. Y cannot be a factor of x because an even number will not divide an odd number. So you cannot divide 3 with 2. Alright. So y cannot be a factor of your x. Alright. So this is true. Right. So y cannot be a factor of x. Which of the following must be true? Okay, let's check. xy is an odd integer. Now let us understand odd. Let's understand the B one. Y is even, comma, x is odd. But if you multiply 3 and 2, okay, that's x. If you multiply 2 and 3, okay, since I've written even first, then odd, that's why 2 and 3. So what are you going to get? You're going to get 6. Alright. So you're going to get an even. So it's saying you're going to get an odd integer for the second part. So that is false. X square is an even integer. Let's check the option C. If x is odd, then 3 square is 9. Okay, 3 3s are 9. So x square cannot be an even integer. So if you have an even integer, x has to be odd. So cannot take an even integer. So the square of an odd integer is going to give you an odd answer only. So it cannot be even. So this is also false. Now y minus x is even. Let's check the D option. Y minus x, that is odd, even minus odd. Even minus odd. Right. So even is say even I am taking a number 10, and if I take the number, so odd is 5, then I'm getting 5. So it's saying y minus x is an even integer, but I'm getting an odd integer. If I take another one, say 8 minus 3, I will still get 5. So I'm getting odd integers, hence this is also false. Okay, x is a prime number. X, all prime numbers, you see, the prime numbers that you will get, they are going to be odd numbers. Okay, but then you know what is happening over here is that the odd numbers may be prime, but what about the number 2? That is not an odd number, it is an even number, but it is also a prime number. Hence this case is also false. So what is your final answer, students? Our final answer is A, because that is the only option that is coming as true, and we need to prove true. Alright, so very simple question. Let's move on to our next question. So let's move on to our next question now. Next question, question number 5. Looks like a big question, but trust me, it is very easy. Long but very easy. Okay, so let's try and explain what the question is trying to say. In Centerville School, high school, 20% of the student body are athletes. In Smallville High School, 25% of the student body are athletes. If Smallville has 60% more students than Centerville, then the number of athletes in Smallville is what percent of half of the athletes. Make sure you remember, make sure you are concentrating on the wording that is given over here. This word, half. Okay, half of the athletes in Centralville. So let us start with this question. Let students in Centralville High School, I'm writing in short CHS, BX, and let students in Smallville High School, SHS, BY. But you see, it's written over here, if Smallville has 60% more students than Centralville. Smallville has 60% more students than Centralville. Okay. So y is equal to x plus 60 by 100 into x, 60% of x. So cancel them out. You know what I am doing. 2 3s are, 2 5s are, more, right? More than 60%, more than who? More than the CHS. So that's why x is added. So that is coming as 8x by 5. That's your first one. Now let's find the athletes. So if I am to split it into two parts, and I'm going to write CHS here and SHS here. So athletes 1, A1, suppose athletes in Centralville High School A1 are 20% athletes, right? 20%, yeah, it's written over here, 20% athletes. So 20 by 100 into x. Cancel them out. 2 1s are 2, 2 5s are, that is x by 5, A1. Next part for SHS, A2 is 25%. So 25% of y, which is 8x by 5. So 25 1s are, 25 4s are, 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are, eventually this is coming at 2x by 5, A2. Now look at the next part of the question. Okay, if Smallville has 60% more students than Centralville, then the number of athletes in Smallville is what percent of half the athletes in Centralville? So half of A1 is equals to half of x by 5. Okay, that is x by 10. All right, that is x by 10. So now we are going to find the percentage. So this is how you're going to find the percentage. So you have to find the number of athletes in Smallville is what percent of half the athletes in Centralville. So SHS, that is A2 of SHS by A1 into 100. That implies A2 is 2x by 5, and if you divide that, that becomes actually 10 by x. Cancel the x out. Answer is 400%. So you can see your answer E is the answer for question number 5. Now we move on to our next question. So the next question now, here is your next question. It says, this is question number, I tell you, 6. Okay. Alright, now it's on the screen. Now this is again the statement analyzing question, just to check which is sufficient and which is not sufficient. Alright, it says that what is the tens digit of a 2-digit positive number? Let's analyze it. It is a 2-digit positive number, right? So 1 digit here and 1 digit here. This is the ones digit, this is the tens digit. So they are asking you what is the tens digit of a 2-digit positive integer of x. So the first condition is saying that x is divided by 20 and has a remainder of 17. So we continue in this way. You see, we have 17 comma, then we can write 37 comma, then you can write the next 20 actually, 57 comma 77 comma 97. You cannot go more than this. Now see, it says x is, the number is divided by 20. So if you divide, if you divide, say suppose if you divide 97 by 20, so 24s are right 80, then you are getting a 17. Yeah, again if you divide 97 by 20, so what are you getting? 2, not 97, sorry, 77. 2 3s are 6, so 60, again you are getting 17. Again say 57 if you divide by 20, so 20 2s are 40, then you're getting 17. Let's try for this one. 37 divided by 20, so what are you getting? 21s are 20, again you are getting a 17. So multiple places you're getting the remainder as 70. Okay, so this condition is not sufficient, because you're not getting a particular number which you can say that okay, this is the number. Let's say I will say this is the number 57, I found it, where I will divide and I will get the remainder as 17. Every time you're getting remainder as 17. See, so let's analyze the second condition. It says x is divided by 11 and has a remainder of 0. That is a multiple of 11. 11 1s are 11, 11 2s are 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88 and 99, cannot go beyond that. Now can you see there is a 77 here as well? So when you're dividing 77 by 20, you're getting a remainder, and here also when you're dividing 77 by 20, you're getting a remainder. So your final answer is combining the two statements. Let me write it for you. Combining the statements, the two statements, combining the two statements means we can say that the two-digit number, is 77, and what are they asking? They are asking the tens digit, and the tens digit equal to 7. Alright, very simple question. Let's move on to our next question. So moving on to our next question, let's go and read the next question. It says there is a terminating decimal. Now I know that all of you all know what is a terminating decimal. Any number whose decimal values do not continue or stop at a certain number, that type of number is a terminating decimal. But this is a very vague definition. Okay, I'm not happy with the definition, because this type of definition is only for small junior classes. I will give you a definition which is even better than this. So let's rub off this definition. I don't want it, because this definition is for junior classes. Okay, so you can write the definition, no problem, just to help you to understand in simple short way. But this is what a terminating decimal is. When the denominator of any fraction, can be split into the factors of 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n, then that type of fraction has a terminating decimal. Okay, so let's check the first statement. What does it say? X is greater than 190 and less than 210. It's absolutely insufficient. Okay, why is it insufficient? Simply because it's only talking about the numerator, nothing about the denominator. But look at the second condition. Y is equal to 8. Do the HCF of 8. 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s. This is a denominator, right? So that's why I'm doing HCF. So 8 can be split into 2 to the power 3. But what about the 5? Yes, it can have a 5 also. 5 to the power 0. So isn't this the denominator which is being split in the form of what I had written for you on top, in this form, right? Isn't the denominator being split in this form? So if the denominator can be split in this form, then no matter what number you put, let's say 3 by 8 terminating, let's say 2.6 by 8 still terminating. Okay, so second condition is sufficient. Did you understand how to do this question? Very, very simple question, students. Nothing to worry about. Okay, very, very simple question. Let's move on to our next question. So next question now, question number 8. It says that a famous blogger, what does it say? Let's highlight and show you. A world famous blogger writes about only 3 topics. What is it? First one is health and wellness, second one is entrepreneurship, and the third one is cars. The ratio of health and wellness blogs to car blogs is 3:2. So let's write that actually. Health and wellness I'm writing as H, and entrepreneurship I'm writing as E. So health and wellness to car blogs, C. Car blogs will be C. One sec, let me select the pen. Yeah. C is equal to, what is that? 3 by 2. Alright. And the next one, the ratio of the car blogs to entrepreneurship. So car by E is equal to 4 by 3. So what we need to do over here is we need to find, okay, a common thing, the common thing that is writing. So he's writing about cars here, he's writing about cars here. So that's a 4 over there. So multiply this with a 2 and a 2. So now H by C becomes 6 by 4 divided by C by E, that is 4 by 3. Now let's read the next part of the question. If the total number of blog posts is greater than 500, which one of the following can be the total number of blog posts? So how many blog posts are we getting from here? We are getting H plus C plus E. So what is H? 6 plus C is 4 plus E is 3. We are getting 13 blog posts. Now let's find multiples of 13. Let's find multiples of 13, which is close to 500. So if I do 13 into 40, okay, if I do 13 into 40, then what do I get? I get 520. Okay, do I have a 520 in this list? I don't have a 520. 520 cannot be, so it cannot be so great. So if I minus 13 from here, then what am I getting? I am getting 507. Do we have a 507 in the statement, in the options? Yes, of course, we do have a 507. So this is my correct answer. Why did I subtract the 13 from it? Because it's going on till 520. If you subtract 13, okay, then you will get close to a number that is greater than 500, okay, but not less than 500. So not very much greater, also little bit greater. Okay, so this is your correct answer. Very, very simple question, students. let's move on to our next question. Moving on to the next question, let's read this question. This question is not easy, okay, so I would expect you all to follow when I'm highlighting and reading, okay, because I will go ahead part by part. It says the ratio of the number of fine dining restaurants to the number of fast food restaurants in the country X is same as in the country Y. So if I am to write that, the ratio, it says, right? So fine dining, if I write fine dining restaurant of X country as FDX, and fine dining restaurant of Y country, fast food restaurant of Y country, fast food, just hold on, so let me click on this, yeah. Okay, so fast food of Y is denoted at this. So this is for the X country, this is for the Y country. Alright, so it says that the ratio of the number of fine dining restaurants to the number of fast food restaurants in the country X is same as in the country Y. So ratio of fine dining restaurant to the ratio of fast food restaurants. So fine dining of X by the ratio of fast food of X. Of course, fast food of X will be FF of X, and fast and what is that? Fine dining will be FD of Y, will be equal to FD of Y by FF of X. Okay, FF of not X, sorry, FF of Y, FF of Y. Okay, now from here, once we have got this, what we can write this as FF of Y by FF of X is equal to FD of Y by FD of X, right? We can write that, or we can also invert this, we can also make it like that, FF of X by FF of Y is equal to FD of X by FD of Y. Okay, so we are getting this part as well. Now what we need to understand is, from the first condition, okay, they are telling you to find what is the ratio of the number of fast food restaurants in the country X to the number of fast food restaurants in the country Y. So they are telling you to find out FF of X by FF of Y. Now let's read this part. First condition, it says the ratio of the number of fine dining restaurants to the number of fast food restaurants in the country X is 1/10. So let's write that. So the ratio of the fine dining restaurants, FD of X, by to the restaurants of fast food restaurants in the country X, so FF of X is given as 1/10. Okay, so now what we can find here is FD X is equal to FD of X, okay, is equal to FF of X divided by 10. Alright, okay, so now from here, that means, that implies that 10 FD of X is equal to FF of X. Alright, now if we plug it in here, if we plug the value in here, because this is what we need to find, right? So if I write what is FF of X now, FF of X has become 10 FD of X, right? 10 FD of X divided by 10 FD of X. First one we got 10 FD of X, Alright, so fd of x, that's 10 fd of x, 10 fd of x. Okay, so now you see from this part, if you notice, if you notice, we are doing over here. So we have 10 fd of x, then we have ff of y, right? Ff of y. Now if fd of x by ff of x is 1 by 10, which is also equal to fd of y by ff of y, correct? Yes, it is. So that implies from here ff of y is equal to 10 fd of y. So instead of this ff of y, what I can write, so let's just change that. Just hold on, let's just change this. So instead of that ff of y, what I can write, let's rub that off. Okay, so instead of this is fd of x, right? Fd of x, that's what we had gotten. Yeah, ff of x is equal to fd of x, then ff of y is equal to 10 fd of y. So that is 10 fd of y. So 10 got cancelled out. That implies ff of x by ff of y is equal to fd of x by fd of y. Is it sufficient? No, not at all. Nothing. We are not finding anything. These two values are not getting removed, so not sufficient. Not sufficient. Now let's understand with the second statement. Alright, what can we try and find out with the second statement? Now in the second statement, it says that there are 5,000 more fast food restaurants in country X than there are in country Y. That means the fast food restaurants in country X is equal to 5,000 more than the fast food restaurants in country Y. So if we put it into the want equation, that is whatever we want to find, f of x divided by ff of y will actually be equal to ff of x will be ff of y plus 5,000 divided by ff of y. What is happening over here? Nothing, because still the ff of y is not getting removed. So the statement 2 is also insufficient. Insufficient. Now if we combine both of them, if we combine this also and this statement also, so then I would like to rub this off a little bit, because I need a little bit more space. I think I got some more space down. Yeah. So if I combine the two statements, if you assume that I'm combining the two statements, then let's check it out. Okay, if ffy, if it is 5,000, then ff of x has to be 10,000. Okay, then ff of x, right, by ff of y is equal to 10,000 by 5,000. Cancel. So that is 2 by 1. Nothing is coming out actually. Again, if ff of y is 1,000, then 5,000 more means ff of x is equal to 6,000. So let's do. So that is 6,000 by 1,000. So hold on. Got this thing. So remove. That is also 6 by 1. So you see, both the statements together is also insufficient. So your answer will be both statements together are still insufficient. Alright students, so that is it for this video. Okay, we will continue the GMAT in the next videos. So keep taking as much help as possible, because all the help that you need will always be provided at Saurabh Sir's classes. So thank you for watching.